going to show you how to use an engineering scale to scale up or down your designs. So this is an engineering scale, a typical one that I modeled up. It's got 6 sides, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60 on each side, and that's where you'll look to do different types of scales. So to start out here, let's say we got this square here that's 2 inches by 2 inches, and we're going to use a scale of 1 to 1. So 1 inch equals 1 inch. So 1 inch on the paper equals 1 inch on the drawing. So we'd simply just go to the 10 side of the scale. So we just go over to mark our dots at 2 and we'd be done. It's super simple. So now if we had, say, a 20 by 20 inch square to put on a piece of paper, that's not going to fit on your typical A size sheet of paper. So we're going to have to scale that down to fit. So I went with a 1 to 5. So 1 inch on the paper equals 5 inches in the design. So I'm going to rotate my scale over here to the 50 side. And then I'm going to find, so it's going to be 1 to 5. I'm going to find 20 on this side of the scale and just mark it off, and then I'll be able to create my 20 by 20 square. So let's say we got a 200 by 200. We're going to have to scale that down quite a bit to fit on a piece of paper, so let's do a scale of 1 to 60. So we've got to find the 60 side of our scale, which is just right here. And because that's 1 to 60, we're going to just add a 0 to each number on this side of the scale. So we're going to find 20 to convert to 200, so that's 18 or 180, 190, 200. So when you're scaling down, it's pretty easy to use the engineering to scale to get your desired design onto the piece of paper. When you're scaling up, it's a little trickier, but really not that complicated. So say I have a 1/2 by 1/2 square. That's going to be pretty small if I do that 1 to 1. So we're going to scale that up so it's a little clearer to look at. So I picked the scale of 4 to 1. So I'm going to go to the one side again, because you're always, when you look at these, you're going to go, whatever this number is, that's what your side you're going to go to. So we're going to go to 1. And so now 4 inches on the piece of paper is going to be equal to 1 inch in the design. So we'll just take whatever our measurement is, so 1/2 times 4, which is going to give us 2. So marking that out, we'll get our square. I'll be providing a link to this engineering scale model for you to reference. It's pretty easy to use, so if you want to move it around, rotate it with a 3-button mouse, the left, right, and middle mouse, scroll wheel kind of mouse. If you hold down on the middle mouse wheel, that's going to give you your pan. Scrolling up and down on your mouse wheel will zoom in and out, and then your right mouse button will rotate the model around. You also have this view options up here, so clicking on different portions of it will look at the model in at different angles. One more thing about it, each tick here, that's going to be 0.1. So 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. Same thing on the other sides of the scale. It just gets a little smaller on the larger scales.